Now, aren't we marvelous? Look, here I am. This is not our barn, by the way. This is in on Cochrane Pond Road, heading up to the highway. And so here we are. Good morning. My God, it's hard to believe, isn't it? So here we are. What is today? 29th. Okay, so my birthday it was yesterday. I tell you the truth, I'm a bit like a child. I'll not deny it. I love my birthday. Now, I will ask the question to you. How many people agree? Like, how many people love their birthday? Since a very young age, and I don't really know how it came about. And by the way, you didn't comment on whether this way, landscape, was better or up and down. How do you call that? Portrait. Portrait. So let me know in the comments which is better, landscape or portrait, and then next week I'll change it if need be. Anyway, I love my birthday. I always have, and every year on my birthday, Mom would say she'd tell me about the story that I was when I was born, and she said, "Darling, you were." April 28th, God bless. She said, Martha Finn was in the bed next to me, and because she was having Kathy Finn at the time. Same day. Kathy, happy belated birthday. And so, anyway, Martha was there, and Joe, God bless him. Joe was there. Your father went home. She said, so it was me, and Maureen 80 was my nurse. Maureen, God bless her. I had Maureen for all of ye. I wonder whatever happened to Maureen. But anyway, Maureen was my nurse, and she came in. She said, Miss Williams, she says, it's time to go down to the case room now, 10 o'clock. And I said, yes, Maureen, but don't leave me down there all night, darling. I'd like to get back, have a nice cup of tea and a sensible cigarette. God bless. So she said, 10 after 10, you were out. She said, it wouldn't have been that long, only you hooked your little feet up under my ribs, you see, and they had to push down on your feet in order to get you out. You didn't want to come out, and you haven't left since. That was when we were living together. And so, anyway, every year I'd hear that story. And every year, well, in later years, Mom would go to Florida around the time. Listen to the seagulls, will you? Can you hear them? Uh, Mom would go to Florida around my birthday. She'd leave early April, she and Betty, and I'd be always prepared to go down in May, perhaps around the second week of May. And I'd say to Mom, because I always made her plans, I said, Mom, I said, you're going on my birthday. She said, yes, honey, you're not five. We'll celebrate it when you get down. God love her. So we always had a chocolate cake, and Mom then would send me around the house on my birthday, on the actual day, and look under the doilies in the house, which were always very fashionable. You mightn't think they were, but they were. They were nice runners. Anyway, she'd tell me, darling, go to the fireplace and you'll find your birthday gift. And that was always a little bit of American money. God bless her. My God bless the good old days. But anyway, so yesterday was a tremendous day. I got up in the morning, and I asked before if people were watching. I asked how many people love their birthday. I absolutely love mine. I get up smiling. I'm thinking, oh God, today's the day. Today I could do anything. And so I got up and I went for a walk, and I ate a chocolate chip muffin because calories don't count on this day. And so that's a bit of win there. I hope that's okay for you. And so anyway, then Karen made me a beautiful cake, chocolate cake, thank God, keeping with Mom's tradition. And I have beautiful gifts. And I heard from countless people, wishing me well on my birthday. So thank you to all those people who wished me well. I'll send out a little message later on and say thank you. And, last week I asked where people were from. And people chimed in with different places, back line, Heffernan's line, all these places, CBS, Mount Pearl, downtown. Then in comes someone from Norway, Stavanger Drive. I thought. No, Stavanger, Norway. My God, I thought, aren't we marvelous? We're worldwide, is what I thought. And someone from Kentucky and Oregon and California, and they've write it in the little comments. So, you know what? Put it in. If wherever you're from, I'd love to know where you're watching from. It gives me a lovely sense of appreciation. I'll not deny it. It's appreciation, and so thank you for that. I was just talking to my sister on the phone, and she said, Sheila, how are people? She's in Halifax now. She said, how are people with the pandemic? I said, you know what? If it's not the pandemic going to drive us mad, it's the rain. The rain would put you low minded, wouldn't it? But anyway, before I leave today, because I know I can go on, and I'm sorry about that, but sometimes it gets away from me. My mother was the very same. Anyway, before I go, I will tell you about a man who was celebrating his birthday. He was celebrating his 80th birthday, and he thought, you know what? I've waited all my life to have a Corvette, and for my 80th birthday, I'm going to buy a Corvette. And so he did. He went over to Hickman's there on Kemont Road. And, he decided he was going to peel out of the driveway. And so he did. He hauled out like the car was on fire. And next thing, the cops came along. Woo, woo. And he saw him in the rear view. And he thought, my God, I wonder will I outrun him? And then he thought, I better not. It is Kemont Road. And the traffic can be dodgy. So he hauled in. The cop came up. And it was Friday afternoon around 3 o'clock. And the cop said, he said, sir, you were going very fast. He said, oh, yes. He said, I was, and he said, well, he said, it's Friday. Yes, he said, I was hoping you might give me a break, officer. He said, well, he said, I'll tell you what, if you can give me a reason for speeding that I've never heard before, I'll let you away with it. He said, well, he said, officer, I'll tell you the truth. He said, my wife left me 30 years ago for someone in the RCMP. And he said, and when I saw you coming, I thought you might be bringing her back. He said, go on, bye. Anyway, have a good day. God bless you. I really hope your day is splendid as mine was today. And let me just tell you what, I will have the cake again today. Sacred second now. I will have the cake again today. And God knows what else I'll eat. You eat it too. What odds? We'll worry about the calories tomorrow. Okay, love to you. Thanks very much. Bye bye.